start off with, we did some research, after the council meeting last time, and, Betsy, you can, exonerate a little bit on that.
You're muted, Dr.
I know, so Steve, you're right, there is actually a provision to, reducing the speed limit to less than 25, and they should be in the memo, and these are the procedures we need to follow if we need to lower the speed limit below 30. So we've done the traffic study, and, so basically, the decision is to lower it to 25, not 20.
Today we drove Yale, we drove from Roberts Cutoff south to the boulevard. It took me 4 minutes and 7 seconds to make it at 25 miles an hour. So, I mean, what the goal is here, I believe, is to reduce the cut-through traffic from Roberts Cutoff. They're cutting down Yale to the residential street. We went through, as you come down north, you've got Sanford Circle, Castleberry Cutoff, Palmetto, Stanford, Miller, Cornell. Then you come to the four-way intersection of Amherst. There's four-way stop sign there. The next four-way stop sign, the next intersection is Purdue. The next intersection is Dartmouth, and that's only 2 stops, the side side. If you make that a four-way, I don't understand other than that was an acceleration point. It gave them a chance. It's hard. We also tried to go faster than 25 miles an hour from block to block, and basically you're accelerating and decelerating. You can do it. You can break the speed. But I think giving them that from Purdue to Notre Dame all the way through gives them more time to accelerate, again, making it a more advantageous cut through. 25 miles an hour and a stop sign at Dartmouth and a stop sign at Tulane, I think. Yeah. But I don't see how we could do a 3-way stop at the top, like Cornell, Stanford, Pomona, Castleberry Cutoff. I couldn't. Do you want them to stop on Yale at a 3-way stop?
What would be the 3? I don't know what you're saying.
You have,
The road don't come across.
Oh, where the road doesn't go through, I see.
Yeah.
I don't even believe that we need more stop signs if we get the speed down low, but that was certainly Johnny's suggestion, so.
I just didn't,
I think
took what you
if
guys
really, if you
I
don't
looked at all aspects
Do
of it.
25 and make them do 25, that's, I think that would take care of it.
They can do what we want, you can show me
Yeah.
how to do that,
I know you
I'll
can't
market that in every community in the state.
Lowering the speed limit about 5 miles will accomplish the objective.
I think what will happen is we're lowering the speed limit to a degree that it no longer becomes advantageous to take Yale as a cut through. That would be why I suggested, or I'm not suggesting, I just brought forth the added stop sign at Dartmouth and Tulane, because it becomes the same thing, stop, 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 stop.
Yeah.
You're actually going to have more of a thoroughfare going down Roberts Cutoff, which would, I think, move the cut-through traffic from Yale back onto Roberts Cutoff, because there is no advantage to taking Yale at that juncture with the lower stop sign and the lower speed limit
And the 2 stops.
and the 2 added intersection stop signs.
The signage for 25 mile an hour, new 25 miles, what would it look like? Just a speed sign?
Right. We have a plan. We would do a rollout. We'd make it known to the people. We'd have a speed limit sign on that road. You'd have to have it marked pretty regularly because you're going to have your cross streets are going to be 30 mile an hour. So as you're turning off of those, Notre Dame, Dartmouth, Purdue, any of those side streets, you're going to be turning from a 30 mile an hour zone onto a 25 mile an hour zone. So if you want some kind of a notification,
The main ones are coming from Roberts Cutoff
right now.
down, or from meandering up.
The idea, from our point of view, is not to catch people, it's to change the
Yeah.
behavior.
Right,
So
make sure
the
that
idea is to change
Well,
the behavior.
They get that notification when they're not ready to it.
Right.
Ready
We
over.
would roll out a program on our Facebook, on our social media, where we would tell people, hey, this is what's happening. The community would be, behind us. The city would have it on its website. There would be an education period before there would be an enforcement period.
My only
To be honest
question,
with you, I don't think the community is the problem.
no, it's out of our
Well, we
community.
also have, the plan that we're going through now, we'd also notify the base.
And and we had talked about putting in LED
That's what
LED speed limit signs like Lake Worth has done.
yeah, that's why I was asking about the sign.
That to me is an expense thing, and I just looked at the traffic.
I was talking
However
about-
you guys wanted the sign, it would be.
One end on each end.
Kind of expense, and estimated cost.
Yes, sir, it's $990 per,
Sign out.
You've got about 8 or 10 signs up there now.
We were talking about,
I still say I think we have a volume problem, not a speed problem there. Let the sign, put it at 25 miles an hour, they're breaking the speed limit at 30, they're gonna do it at 25 as well. And like the chief said, you wanna change the behavior, if you move them, make it advantageous to stay on Robert's cutoff, I would think putting those stop signs in would probably be
I think it's both.
a better, I just don't know if 20, if they're speeding at 30, breaking that speed limit on it's just what my, when I was there, the speed wasn't a problem, it seemed like it was more the volume problem, I think it's going to remain a problem.
That's what we're trying to reduce.
But, yeah, go with them.
Yeah, that was kind of the idea behind the 25 mile an hour zone is that if you're doing 35 in a 30, most officers won't stop for that. That's a minor violation. Usually I get 10 miles and over before I would stop. But if you're doing 35 in a 25, you've now exceeded the speed limit on that road by 10 miles an hour. That's
How much of a ticket is that?
I'm not sure.
Not the money.
No.
I don't have any idea what the one is.
Okay. I think I want to add the 2 stop signs in the 25.
I agree.
And then as far as the digital, if we could afford to put one of those at the
What on
most
each end?
prominent places on the end, you wouldn't have to have each one of those.
No, we don't.
Have to get the attention.
You would want to have you'd have to have proper notification of the speed limit on that roadway. I would be concerned that there would be individuals turning, if I turned in the middle, let's say there's a speed limit sign here, and a speed limit sign here, and I turn off at 30.
No, I agree with you.
Water or sewer lines, aren't they gonna go run down Yale with water and sewer lines?
yes,
Yeah.
water to do.
That'll slow down.
Yeah, the problem solved.
I will not do speed bumps.
So my point is, that we wouldn't have to spend the money for all those signs. You could have other signs that just say 20 miles an hour.
We're just
Because
talking about,
still, I've been watching this for a long time also, and what I'm seeing is, you're right, there's those streets turn in that they wouldn't know it's 20. But I think typically that's not the person that's shooting all the way down. They're the ones that start running the stop sign. What do you say,
in the
Dan?
middle or the side?
What?
The sign.
I didn't hear what Dan said.
Say it again, Dan.
What'd you say, Tony, about speed bumps?
I don't want speed bumps.
That's right. Would that keep you off that road? It would me.
We didn't hear what you said, Dan.
Dan, can you hear him now?
Yeah, I hear you now.
Can you repeat what you said last,
Can
Dan?
you repeat what you said?
The water line that you're gonna put in, is that the center of the road or the side of the road?
It's on the side.
It's on the side.
It's actually in the front yard, is there, right?
No.
No, it's actually in the.
Okay.
So what was said about the speed bumps, because the speed bumps are would be the primary deterrent. How many speed bumps would we have to have? Or is that something that the emergency vehicles would prefer to not be there?
I'd be against speed bumps.
Yeah, I was told that because it's such a mean vessel, and then out of River, that would slow down the,
gonna negatively impact
the,
the fire department.
Yep. I just would like to try this, slow it down, add the 2 stop signs, see what happens.
That's it. It's a work in progress. You
Yeah.
can't identify a problem.
Last meeting, we were told that, I guess it was David when he was chief, that it used to be 20 and it was raised to 30, but we didn't know why. Do you know why that was? I just want to sure we're not gonna get back to the same problem we had before.
There was a school zone from, I believe, Notre Dame down to